welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Paw Your Way into Our Hearts. This is a monthly hop where we scrapbook about our pets. And I adopted a new kitten back in June, right after we moved. And this is Phineas. This is me at PetSmart holding him for the first time. And I adore the way this little guy just looks at me like this, and he still gives me this look of adoration in between yelling at me, because he is a yeller. Very, very vocal cat. I don't think we've ever had a cat so vocal. I am going to be using my August counterfeit kit, and in that kit this month I printed some of the Sweet Shop mixed media papers. So this is a pre-printed mixed media paper. Our counterfeit kit, inspiration kit, was from Sweet Shop this month, and I can link that information down below so that you can find it, and if you want to purchase this collection you can. And I adored the mixed media portion in this collection, so while I bought everything, all of the stuff in the collection, I only printed a little bit of it and then built my kit out of product that I already had on hand. I have a bunch of little wordy bits here from my kit. I'm not sure how much of these I'm going to be using, but I pulled out all of the stuff and a bunch of hearts from my kit. These wood grain hearts are actually a forgery on the 4th from last year that I didn't finish using, and so I pulled those out with the hope that I might be able to use them. I have some wood grain hearts, chipboard hearts, a die cut heart, and some wood veneer speech bubbles with hearts in them, as well as some other bits and pieces here that I would like to try to use in this kit. Notice that there is no patterned paper in this kit, and that's because I'm going to try to let this shine. I do have a piece of light pink cardstock, which I had placed in my kit. I don't usually put cardstock in my kits, but for the month of August, when I was pulling papers from the paper pads, one of the paper pads had a bunch of cardstock that matched, so I pulled it out just to try to get it used up. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. We are going to get started here, and I will be right back. So just a warning, this layout goes together super quickly. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mat these two photos with this pink cardstock. This is a really thin cardstock, and I believe it came from a Park Lane paper pad that I've purchased at Joann's. And like I said, I don't usually add cardstock to my counterfeit kits, but because I pulled some paper from this particular patterned or paper pad, I wanted to pull the cardstock from it as well because it matched the pattern papers that I pulled from it. So what I'm doing here is I have the leftovers of a sheet of glue dot or pop dots, foam dots, and I'm going to use those pieces. They're just leftover pieces, something you would normally throw into the trash, and use those in the place of fun foam to pop up my two photos onto this mixed media pattern paper. Isn't that paper gorgeous? Yes, I could absolutely recreate that, and I probably should have for a forgery on the 4th, but you know, sometimes it's great to have something like this that is absolutely pre-done for you, and that way you can create a really quick layout that you're super happy with, and that is what happens here. So I'm going to be using those chalkboard stickers, and there's Phineas saying hello, and I'm going to put those underneath my two photos and use those as a layering piece. Now I'm going to be kind of flipping things back and forth, trying to decide where I want everything to go, and I will go ahead and settle to have that title piece up there at the top. I do end up using quite a bit of the wordy bits. I was really surprised at how many of those wordy bits that ended up on my layout. I am going to use at least one of the speech bubbles, the wood veneer speech bubbles. I'm going to use this banner that says love. I get several of my wood grain hearts. Those were created using, I believe I just used a cut file on my computer and cut them with my Cameo. But I usually, when I make stuff like this, I cut the same thing and I make stacks. And so what it looks like, I created chipboard wood grain hearts when it's just pattern paper and cardstock stacked up on top. I tried out that little extra title piece with a phrase on there, and I just thought it was too much for the layout, so I pulled it back off and put it back on the sticker sheet. And I'm not going to end up using the Choose Happy and several of the other things that are just not going to end up getting used. But I am going to finish off the sheet of enamel dots, and that makes me super duper happy to get, one more sheet used up. I was collecting these suckers for a while, and now my goal is to just use as many of them as I possibly can, because there's some really pretty packs of them in my stash. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add the X's and the insides from some O's from this letter sheet alpha set on here to make hugs and kisses onto that picture of just Phineas. All right, I got this layout completely finished. This was a really quick layout because I used a pre-made mixed media background, and I am really happy with the way this turned out. I was able to use a lot of embellishments from my counterfeit kit this month. I always put way too many embellishments in my kits each month, and to be able to use as many as I did on this layout will really help eliminate those from my stash, which, when you build a kit that you've curated based on an inspiration kit from your own stash, the goal is to get it used up so you don't have to put it back. And I am happy with the way this turned out. I got a little bit of journaling on here. A lot of the little hearts, which I said were a previous forgery on the 4th for Counterfeit Kit Club from 2023. And a couple of items like these black stickers here are very old and something that I have been trying to use up in my stash, so I'm glad to be able to use those as a layering part behind my photos. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. I do want to remind you to check out that description box below for links for the creators who are hopping along with us this month. You will be amazed at all of the beautiful creations that you will see. I like to support my fellow creators, so please, please, please watch their videos, leave them some love, tell them I sent you, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye!